And I have sort of coached Pakistan and also captained Pakistan for a little while. So I have seen lots of ups and downs, and I've seen Pakistan winning a lot of titles during that time also, and also seen a lot of controversies during that time. Pakistan had more problems within the team, even outside the team also. But yeah, it's a tough one to pinpoint why this was. I think the entire cricketing circuit in Pakistan suffered because of that match fixing timing. Not only Pakistan, of course, India as well as other countries in a way.
Let's talk about Wakar Younus, the coach, and when you gave up the game, was there a sense of relief at that time, and did you think that you would want to stay involved with cricket in this capacity? How did this whole idea of coaching germinate in your mind?
Look, I always wanted to stay around the game, and I always want to stay around the game, because this is all I know, and I feel that when I left cricket, I went away for a year, and then I started coming back into the media side of cricket, and I did the commentary. I did a lot of I did a bit of coaching also at times here and there, but more into a media side, the commentary side of cricket, and then I guess I felt that I can do it. I can make things better in Pakistan cricket, and I can lead as a coach of Pakistan team in 2009, and that's when I put my application. I did a couple of courses, and I gave my application in, and I got the job, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every bit of it.
Because before that, you were bowling coach. You worked with Bob Woolmer, and there's the famous incident at the Oval where your team was accused of tampering with the ball. Can you think back on those memories? Again, it's an indication of the kind of thing that happens with Pakistan cricket. Here you are, accused of tampering the ball. Go back into the dressing room, and then the world comes to know that you're not playing anymore.
Yeah, I thought the whole episode was pretty ugly, and it was unnecessary of the umpire, which the team and the captain felt that it shouldn't have happened, and they were what I can't exactly remember. They were just putting some penalty, and they were
5-run penalty.
Yeah, and more than 5-run penalty, it was the allegation.
Yes,
which was more ugly, and I guess this is how it happened, and the entire team sat down, and Inzamam was the captain, and decided this is not fair.
In the over, rather than the sort of talk about the minor details of this, in the overarching view of this again is a very Pakistani gift to the game, almost, if you want. Is it not understood? Is the skill not understood, or so many years later, do you believe that it is actually something that is that changes the condition of the ball and hence illegal?
Look, I think this art is not really understood. I still feel that there are some who have understood. Malinga has understood. Darren Gough has understood. There are a lot of others who have done it. Shami, the youngster from India, they understood. I think people don't realize that it's not only the shape of the ball or the condition of the ball. It's a lot to do with your action and the speed you ball. So people are misunderstood then, and they still I feel that it's still not really been utilized. If you look around the fast bowlers, very conventional fast bowlers with a very easy action. It needs a certain kind of action to be more effective and to be more useful.
Now, that's one aspect. Then we move on to Pakistan coach. Here you are in this job, and then Lord's 2010 happens. Can you actually, Wakar, all these years later, think back on that day? The revelation came a bit later. When the incident itself happened, you had a conversation with Mohammad Amir about the actual delivery of that no ball. What do you recall of that day?
Look, to be very honest, the situation we were in at the time when the whole thing happened, we were in a very good situation. They came out. That was the first morning of the test match, and they were 5 down when the whole thing happened, and they came out, and I sort of asked him, what the hell was that? A couple of no balls, and not the small no balls. They were like a huge no balls, and
because he was not someone who bowled no balls. He was not someone who had a history of bowling no balls.
That was more surprising for me,
right?
And I gave this verdicts in the court of law also. This,
right.
This is because they asked me the same question what you're asking, and I asked him the same question, and Salman Butt of course jumped in, and he said, look, I told him to do it because Jonathan Trott was batting, and he said he was coming down the track, and I thought, okay, just bang him couple short, don't worry about the no ball. And this is this is the answer I got from the captain and of course from the bowler, and I bought it. And any coach, if you ask him this is a tactic, or captain tells you that this is a tactic, you'll say, yeah, okay, fair enough. We're 5 down. They were 5 down for 50 odd runs on the board. We're happy days. So this is how it is. This is how whole thing happened. And later on when the whole thing came, and then started thinking about it, and then it was very ugly then.
Because I just want, this is an episode, I know you've spoken about it in the past, but just from the point of view of people on the outside, that whole period, when you wake up the next morning or when the news breaks, as coach and as someone who's gone through this in the past yourself, was there a sick feeling in your stomach at that time that there is something terribly wrong here, or did your first instinct was, no, this can't be true, I trust my boy?
Look, it was very sickening. It was sickening not only me, but it was sickening the entire unit. It was very. I still remember Yawar Saeed, the late Yawar Saeed, was the manager, and he was very upset, and we were all very upset with the whole episode, and everyone was down and out, and we couldn't really play the next day. We couldn't do anything, and it was very, very ugly. Even at one stage, I thought, I think that's it. Do I really want to work? Do I really want to carry on with this whole thing? And then I went back and I spoke to my family, and I couldn't really leave the team at the time. At one stage, I did think that, okay, enough is enough. This is not on. But yeah, then I went back and thought about it, and I wanted to back these guys. It's not their fault. It's maybe 1 or 2 have done it, but the rest, they don't deserve all this. Then if I leave now, it's gonna get, worse, and so this is how this whole thing happened. And then Miss Butt took over after that, and things started sort of rolling better, and we did extremely well after that.
Because this 18-year-old boy, this boy wonder, really this really gifted bowler coming through the great legacy of you guys and all the fast bowlers that have preceded. Did you feel cheated by him? Did you feel like he was someone who let you down as, someone, you must have mentored him, looked after him, and he was doing very well till that point, and suddenly he's done something completely inexcusable?
I think more than him was Salman Butt. I thought I was really let down by him, because he was the captain then, and when this whole thing happened, and he was very shameful. The little one, the Amir was very, very down, and why I feel for him is that because he was only like 17 then, or 18 maybe. Very young, and come from a very humble background, very poor background, and someone has been asked to do certain things for, such a big amount. That's how I take it. And he was just a kid. More than him, yes, of course, I was more upset with Salman Butt.
Because the irony of this story is that you finished as coach and then you returned as coach, and then this story takes a really interesting turn where Amir's sentence is over. He's free to play for Pakistan again, and you are in his corner. A lot of people on the outside wondered, here was Wakar betrayed as coach by this boy. Why? And a lot of things happened. Players said they would not attend camps. Former cricketers said he should not be playing cricket. Why were you willing to give him another chance under your watch, Wakar?
Look, I think, as I said, just a little last question, that I felt that it was a mistake by him. It was a mistake, and every human being we are here, we make mistakes, and we get punished for that, and then we move on, and then the society and the culture give them that room again to come and be himself again. Very talented kid. I'm just when I think about it, him not playing for 5 years of cricket, what would have he done? He would have, achieved what even I didn't, or even Wasim didn't achieve. So I feel that he suffered a lot for 5 years, and my religion also says that if someone has done something and he's been punished, and the entire society has punished him for all these years, he deserves a go. He deserves a chance. And same, I feel that Salman Butt deserves a chance. Mohammad Asif deserves a chance. They have been through all the punishment they deserve.
One of the things that gets said, again, this is a view from the outside, is that Pakistani cricketers in general are averse to some of the things in the modern game. Data analytics, for one, for instance, things like that. Well, what's your view on that? Has Pakistan cricket in some ways not kept up with the way the game's moved?
We've done well with the analysis side of the team. We always carry one, and we always give what is necessary and what is important. But you got to understand that we are a team who are very natural also. We got skills which we have to really come out with. Like, for example, take Yasir Shah. If you try to coach him too many things or try to give him too much information, he's going to get lost. So we have analysis. We got everything there. We try to give all the information. Necessary information. This is my belief and we have done it over the years.
Couple of other things that have been challenges in certain ways. No international cricket in Pakistan since 2009. That terrible incident with the Sri Lankan team. Already there were difficulties in Pakistan cricket, but has that just enhanced the problems? That situation, no cricket coming for the last 6-7 years. How has that affected players?
I think two things have affected Pakistan cricket in the last sort of 7 to 8 years. One, of course, this cricket not being played in Pakistan. Yeah. I think that's a huge problem that we don't really youngsters don't see their heroes or don't see their top players playing in their own ground. I think that is a big minus for Pakistan. And on top of that, number two, I think we have forgotten the first class cricket. We have forgotten a little bit because we play overseas all the time. Even our home series are played in Dubai, and we have forgotten our where the cricketers come through. When we were playing in Pakistan, there are a lot of cricketers coming through. There are a lot of cricketers who did not play in our era. In our time, if I look back, there were a lot of cricketers who were as good as we were, but couldn't get the opportunity. Nowadays, it's hard to replace any cricketer because we don't have anyone at the back. No. Our academies have been shut for the last 7-8 years. There is no real work going on in the academy. We have got about 5 academies in Pakistan who are half made or 3/4 made, and it's been shut down because there is no eye on it. We are all focusing on Dubai cricket, or we are all focusing when the team is traveling and away. We will not produce cricketers. We will at all unless or until we take care of those things. Our academies, our first class cricket. Our first class cricket has been expanded a lot. There's a lot of first class cricket. There are so many teams playing first class cricket. I have given my reservations to Pakistan team in 2015 and 16 also to reduce teams, to look after those academies, bring more people who are qualified, bring from overseas. We need all of this to keep going with the world. We are already behind. To just match them or to just come to their level, we need to enhance all these things to produce cricketers.
Because one of the aspects that gets talked about that actually is quite noticeable is how for the last 10 or 15 years, since Younus and Misbah, there hasn't been a great Pakistan batsman. Whereas the rest of the world, it is the era of batting. You see higher averages, you see brilliant stroke play. Why has that decay almost been so dramatic that you're not seeing a Pakistan batsman or two or three Pakistani young batsmen come through who can really be counted among the best in the world?
Look, we don't really have that much of a talent also. As I said, the things have been expanded so much. There's so many cricketers playing first-class cricket. So to get to first class, it should be a hard work. You ask Inzamam, you ask Younus, you ask Yusuf, you ask these guys who are greats of Pakistan's batting in the last, when did they leave? They leave in what, 2008, 9? This is the last time we've seen like a great. There are a couple playing right now like Younus and Misbah, but we don't really have those quality. That quality is missing. So I think because of the cricket moved away from our country, people are not seeing Younus playing in Lahore or Karachi or Peshawar or some other kind of places or other players. That interest among the younger players is going down. So I think we need to enhance that by those academies. As I said, academies needs to come up and do their job. So that missing part where they don't see their cricketers, at least they will have the facility to do really well. Nowadays, cricket is changing. The fitness is changing. The dietitians needs to be there. There are a lot of things needs to be changed in Pakistan.
Yeah, because among the things that happened was when you resigned as coach, you gave a report. These things are meant to be secret, but they became part of a large media debate. Among the things you said was you looked at individuals and you said, there are players that we have invested in who we need to now send back to domestic cricket, guys like Umar Akmal, Ahmad Shehzad. But if there is a dearth of players available, how is it that Pakistan can actually not play these guys at the highest level? Would the international team stay competitive if players are sent back and not considered for international selection?
Look, Gaurav, I think it was 1999 or 98. I was dropped from Pakistan team. I was dropped. I had so many performances. I had a bad form. I was dropped. I went back and I played cricket with the under-19 kids. And I built a team which is called the Red Co. It was in Islamabad-based team. I built a team which was all around me with the under-19 kids. And I played for them for a good half a season, not full season, but half a season. And I gained my form, my attitude, my hunger toward the game, toward international cricket. So when I say to certain players, if I wrote something to the cricket board which was leaked, which was bad, that send these guys to first class cricket, so they can achieve, they can get back to that hunger mode again, which I felt the guys in the Pakistan team were not hungry enough. It has been given to them just in a plate, which I feel that still needs to be done. And yes, if we are winning and some are not performing, it's okay, just carry on with them. When you're losing, I think you need to bring the younger blood. You need to see what's next in our domestic cricket. The guys who have performed at the domestic level, don't they deserve a go? Why not? So that is what I meant, that some of the guys need to go and play in the domestic level, which was taken wrong from the cricket board or from the media sector. Which I'm giving you my example, as I said, that I went back, and why can't anyone else go?
Now, having worked so closely with so many Pakistan cricketers in the last few years, you see that there is actually now a skill deficit. Is that your biggest concern, that now you are seeing a bunch of Pakistani cricketers emerge who will not be able to compete with the rest of the world as we go forward in the current circumstances?
It's a scary feeling. It's a scary thought that, unless or until we don't really do something about it, there is no way that I admit to that there is no talent. Talent is there. There are if I can come from Vihadi, Burewala, which is an unknown place, there are a lot of unknown places, and there is a lot of talent there. We need to identify that, and that identification will only come by sorting out our system in Pakistan. As I said, academies are number one. I remember when Mudassir Nazar was there at the National Academy, Lahore, things were moving smoothly. We started producing cricketers. We were producing cricketers who were being pushed into first-class cricket also, and they were gaining a lot of experience from that. Nowadays, there is no such thing. You know, as I said, four or five academies which are half-built, and I think it needs to be every city needs to have their academies, and they need to be functional. You know, there are half-made, but they're not functional. So I think that's the only way to compete and not to have that scary feeling is to just start working on it. And we are already behind. In my view, what I have seen, we are behind the other teams, and I don't want to see them falling behind if we don't start working on it.
So 30 years almost having spent in Pakistan cricket, many things that you've experienced,
yeah.
But and you've had 2 difficult stints as coach. Do you see yourself ever returning to a role with the team, with the Pakistan setup, or at the moment you feel like you've got to step away from it all?
I think we both need to step away from each other. I think the cricket board also needs a little bit of space from me, and because I've spoken a lot about it, and I've spoken out of hurt, because I feel that things needs to change. Because if things won't change, we will be crying in maybe a couple of years' time. So maybe not right now, for a little while. And see how it goes in the next year or so, and then decide. But I'm always around the game anyway.
But when you're walking around the streets of cities in Pakistan, you still see the same passion and love and verve for the game, because it remains such a important country to cricket. The fact that Pakistan plays its brand of cricket is very important to the game itself. Do you see that core still being intact in Pakistan?
Yeah, I mean it's there, but it's dying. It's there because that's the only sport where the entire nation comes together. When Pakistan's playing India or Pakistan playing any other bigger nation, you don't see cars on the road. You don't see people on the road. Shops are closed and all of that. So it's still there, but with no cricket in Pakistan and not producing what needs to be produced. Yes, it will die away. People will move away from it. It needs to be looked after.
Right. That's a positive note, I guess, or a positive message that you're sending out to the Pakistan cricket establishment. Wakar, thank you. As always, a real pleasure to talk to you, a legend of the game.
Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Very much part of the culture. We looked upon it, that's just the way it was. Being white, I went to a white school, I played cricket at that school, played all our sports. Black kids grew up in the townships. That's where they played their sport. We always grew the belief that there was equality in our society. That's what you thought.
You didn't think it was unfair?
I didn't know better, to be honest with you.